Hey YouTube friends, so I want to explain a few things. I've not been very active on social media in the last 3 weeks, and I apologize. I have been extremely busy, tied up. The last 3 weekends I have totally dedicated my time to doing our local quilt event, and it goes back further than that. I've been on the planning commission for the quilting event all the way back through February. We've been meeting since February. That would take up a day. I would actually take vacation to go do this. 3 weekends ago, I made all the jelly rolls. You did see that content, and I'll show a picture of that one here. It's behind me. I've got my camera set to where it kind of blurs my background, so I'll insert a picture here. This quilting event, I volunteered, I'm going to say 80% of my time at the event. The last 20% of my time was for shopping and visiting with people, and I just want to say I apologize. I have come across many great YouTube videos and have participated in some of the sewing that those videos have introduced, and I have become paralyzed by my own projects. Does that happen to any of you? Embroidery flower quilt that I'm working on, I have not done anything to it, and I think it's now week 4. I haven't made any progress with that. I'm kind of upset at myself for that, but at the same time I also want to cut myself some slack because the last 3 weekends have been dedicated to cleaning the house and totally the quilting event. I hosted a jelly roll race and wanted to make sure that the vendors at the event had jelly rolls because we had no official quilt shops coming. And so I made jelly rolls, and I had my friends make jelly rolls. That took up a weekend. And then because I did a huge fabric pull and made my own jelly rolls, I made a huge mess. That mess is like a tornado. That again has paralyzed me. I tried to tidy up yesterday. I had made a huge purchase. I now have a cam snap press. I have the big one. I've always wanted one. I make bags occasionally, and I went ahead and looked things up on YouTube and was going to get one of the handheld ones, and then I got to reading it's not actually a cam snap press. It's just a knockoff one, and I was going to spend a bunch of money, so I might as well spend a bunch of money on the original thing. So I did that. I find that I'm getting paralyzed, and I know what I need to do, but I don't want to do. I'm overwhelmed, and then the things I want to do are just squirrel moments, and then they totally wreak havoc on my sewing area, and it's crazy. I've had this before, but it's really bad right now. I hope that you understand, and I hope that you have not ever been afflicted by this. I sewed a quilt-along block yesterday. I will be hopefully posting that today on YouTube. I'm recuperating, and I guess quilting is therapy, but if you're recuperating from something else, that therapy needs to be different. I lack less than like 15 blocks of the quilt along. I have had 4 of the blocks cut out now for probably 6 weeks, and you've only seen maybe 1 block. I just keep trying to fill my feed with content because the YouTube algorithm, if I don't push my content every week, then YouTube doesn't push my content. And then I'm doing my hobby, trying to make money at it, and I might make $2 in a week versus $10 a week. I mean, YouTube's fees, they hardly pay you. This is not a moneymaker unless you have 250,000 followers and get that many views. This is not income for me. Maybe that's got me a little down in the dumps, maybe, because this is like a second job. I may scale I've already scaled back my quilt along, and maybe I need to not do one of those for a long time. I've been doing one a year, and it does get overwhelming, and you have to stay super focused to get to the finish line. The finish line right now. I have a quilt that I said I was going to have a quilt reveal in the next few days, and that was like 3 months ago. I might lack 30 inches of binding to sew on, and it just sits there, and I don't work on it. I thought part of it was maybe because it's hot out, but it hasn't been hot out. I think I just have too much on my plate right now. I know that as the hop passes, I will be freer with time, but there's like a recuperation period from that exhaustion. I'm not sure. I know what I want to work on, and it's not the things I need to work on. And yes, see this bump? Sometime in the night, I got bit by a mosquito. A mosquito snuck into my house. We bought groceries yesterday. The doors were left open, in and out, and a mosquito followed somebody in. I've got bites all over my arm. It come and sucked my blood while I was sleeping. And I just now see this thing and it itches. I know that's what it is. Sorry. Oh, gosh. Anyway. I did get this done. It's completely done. I really like how the mini backpack turned out. I really, really want to make these on camera. But I am still in the point of being overwhelmed. I don't even want to sew. It's just, I need to take time away and regroup and refocus, because my focus is all over the place right now. I think it's because I have dealt with the event so much, and I have overtaxed myself so much that now it's really hard to focus on one thing at a time. And basically, when you're quilting, you and I know both this very well. If you can't focus on one thing at a time, then you're trying to work multiple projects at once. And if that's all you're doing, that's great. But if you're like working a 40-hour work week job, and then working an event, and then totally working your YouTube channel, something has to give. And before it gives, I don't want to break something. I don't want to break what I have going. So I don't want to commit to a hiatus, but I do want to apologize because my content is just not where it needs to be right now. I am very overwhelmed with all of my projects and all of my stuff. My fabric is just, it's almost out of control. I have not really bought fabric. Maybe I might have bought 10 yards of fabric in the last 2 months. But it's putting the fabric up, finding the time to touch the fabric, to straighten and organize, and I don't even want to do that. I don't want to do anything. I thought that maybe the quilt top would inspire me and get me going in the direction I needed to go as far as sewing again. I don't want to quilt right now. I do want to make bags. For those of you that don't know this, the event that we had, I taught tatting. I taught it the whole day on Friday and then part of Saturday. And then after the tatting lessons, people just come up to the table and I just teach them. Then I had the jelly roll race, and there might have been an hour and a half in there on Saturday where I was not committed to doing something. And I got to visit with all the ladies. That was nice. It didn't give me any free time, and that was a mistake. I should have made time for myself because I did not. I enjoyed it at a different level this year. I did not get to go around and see all the old quilts. I'm going to try and do that today because I know the museums will still have their stuff on display, and I'll go in and look at those. I want to explain myself, and I think that's why I chose to do this video. The family is not any more needy than what they normally are. My job is not any more needy than it normally is. But those two forces really pull on me. YouTube is, I feel like I'm being screwed over. The best thing I can do is ask for your help. If you know of a video that you really like that I've done, share that on social media. I want to continue, and I will. It's just, my mojo is there. I want to sew. But I'm paralyzed by my own self. I'm paralyzed by stuff. I'm paralyzed by task. I'm just have been really, really busy, and now I find that I need to recuperate. You hit the climax, and now you're on the downhill path. And that downhill path, I don't know how long the downhill will take. I will, by the end of today, have something up on the blog for that block. So hang tight for that. I am committing to that. And that is today, Monday, the July, what is this? July 29th? So I've spent 17 minutes talking about this when it probably should have only taken 2 minutes. Sorry. I would like to reach out and thank all my new subscribers. If I actually had contact with you over the Quilt Top weekend, stop and say hi. I am pooped. It was great. I enjoyed it. And maybe that's kind of a letdown after you have that climax. There's a letdown where you still are wanting the gratification, and that gratification's not there, and the only way you're going to get that gratification is if you actually sew something, and you can't sew something because you're paralyzed by your situation. Yeah, that's what's happening to me. So I appreciate all of you who reach out. I am fine. I just have to get creative on what content I put out there. And yeah, I have so many good ideas, but so many ideas are in my head swarming around, and I have so many things going on. I can't do it. It doesn't make any sense for me to do it. Monetarily, it's crazy for me to do it. So I'm going to continue doing nothing, and I apologize. And thank you for watching.